Another show here on the WhaleShares server. It's Sunday night, and your weekend isn't over just yet. You might be feeling a little tired, a little hungover. That's perfectly understandable, but your weekend isn't over yet. But welcome. It's good to have you with us. And I know we might be a bit slow this evening, but I know someone who isn't. He usually isn't. My assistant host. Are you there, Sweeney Guy?
Of course.
Excellent. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. Stuff in my face a couple minutes too late.
With what?
Barbecue patties and grilled cheese, boy.
I didn't catch that. You were eating.
Barbecue ribs and grilled cheese sandwiches, because America.
It sounds very American. Does sound very nice, though. How's your weekend been up till now?
Uneventful, truly, honestly, uneventful. Oh, except for yesterday was my 1-year birthday on Steam It. I guess that's it.
Oh, it is indeed. How did you celebrate?
I stayed off Steam It mostly.
Oh dear. I think you've hurt Steven's feelings.
Sometimes you just gotta give them a little break. I've been riding her too hard lately.
Yeah, well, I think Bushy suggests you get another tattoo.
The next one's going to be crazy.
Crazier. Dare I ask where it's going?
I'll show and not tell.
You're going to show now and not tell, or later?
Well, I can't show it now. I don't have it yet.
No, but you could show us the area of the body now.
That's a very uneventful area so far. Got to get some ink in.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, we'll look forward to your next tattoo, that's for sure. Right, I'm going to quickly run through the rules very briefly. Don't forget, rule number 1, if you are presenting at the beginning of the show, please stay on to give out votes to others who present later on in the show, because it's only fair you do that. That's what this whole show is about, reciprocation. Rule number 2, if you do present a post, make sure you DM me your BitShares username before you leave the show so I can get you all some hair shares. It's hair shares that I'm giving out tonight, so make sure you DM me your BitShares username. I will ask for that later on in the show. And thirdly, please keep the chat to discussion about the posts and topics related to the posts that are being presented, because it's only fair that we respect those people who are presenting their posts. It's not a general chat. So just bear that in mind, guys, and I would appreciate that very much. Just to let you know, this show is also simultaneously being broadcast on YouTube, and there will be a recording of the show on YouTube after, for your viewing and listening pleasure, should you wish to go back to it. And the link is there if you do want to check it out. And I think that's about it. So I'm just going to put up, of course, the most important post you'll see ever this evening. And there it is. It's my post. I would appreciate some love on that. And I give out lots of love, so it's nice to get some back. So there it is. Appreciate some votes. Thank you. Right. There we have it. And I'm going to begin. And I'm going to start with somebody who came to the show last week, had problems with his mic, but he's now sorted it. Darren Claxton, are you there?
Oh, just heading to bed, guys. You're right.
Oh, I just messaged you. You were going to talk. Can you not talk?
Yeah, I've got 5 minutes. Yeah, it's just pretty late here, and all the family are asleep, so I have to whisper pretty quiet, okay?
Okay. Would you like to put the link to your post in the chat?
Just a second. So, really exciting. I've been doing some collaborations lately, and Divine and Jeff are 2 fantastic producers, and they've remixed one of my tracks. Was it right? It sounds absolutely brilliant. I just wanted to share it with everybody and see what everybody thinks, really.
Okay, tell us a bit more about the song then. Is this your own song, or it's a collaboration, yeah?
Yeah, well, it's my own song. They've remixed it, so they've put like electronic dance sort of beat on there and some of the nice pieces. So it's all my music, obviously, but they've put their own spin on it really for me. It's been, a good work in progress for the last month or so, and I've only just heard it today, so really excited. Wrote a big post about it and sort of bigged them up really, because they're absolutely brilliant producers.
So the end product, what are we talking about? What's type of music?
I guess I was after that, that Madonna Tray of Light. It was out about 20 years ago now, wasn't it? I was after that sort of lighter sort of electronic dance music sound, because it's a really summery song, this song, and it sort of needed that kind of, that lighter side of the dance music, with those nice, intricate little sounds, which you'll hear when you listen to it.
Yeah, I'm just listening to it right now. It is a very nice, upbeat, uplifting kind of summery song, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. It was lovely anyway, but it really has lifted it into this different dimension, different mood, and it's been lovely today in England. It just makes me feel good, that vitamin D and the serotonin's flowing in your brain, and this song's really gonna go. It's just they've just done a magnificent job on it. Really proud of it.
So let me just try working out then, which, in terms of the working processes, how did this song start off live?
Right, so Was It Right? It's on my EP, which was out about a month ago. You can buy that on Steam, actually, with Steam dollars and stuff. So it's track one of the EP. It's my song, I wrote it, all the instruments were mine. So what they've done, they've used my vocal and my acoustic guitar, which is the main sort of riff of the song. So yeah, that's the bones of it.
Very nice. And how long have you been into music? I mean, are you trying to get it to that professional, commercial level, or are you happy with where you are now? What's the direction you're trying to move in?
So I've been involved in music a long time. I was a session musician all through my 20s, 30s, and now I'm in my 40s. I'm just rediscovering that I can write songs, and I play 7-8 instruments, and I produce it myself at home as well. And I've just been doing a few collaborations this week. I've done, well, not collab, I guess I collab with Zipporah, one of my helpy noughts. She done some backing for me, and then I covered another Steamian called Painting Angels, which is Serena. And I was talking to Jeff and Divine, and they wanted to do a remix of this track. So I'm just looking to push it further on Steamy, and beyond, really.
Yeah, well, this is it. I mean, I assume you've heard of the SMA server Discord. Are you involved in that at all?
I am, yeah. Funnily enough, I won the competition last week. It was for African music, and track 3 of my EP is called Dragonfly, which has a real African feel. It has those djembe drums. It's very much like Paul Simon sort of sounding off that Graceland sort of album, and it's got some nice backing vocals. What I did, which sounds a bit like the Lady Black Mambaza sort of stuff, the ooh-na-na-nas, ooh-na-na-na, that kind of sound. So I entered that into their SMA challenge, and I won this week, which was great. Really good.
Awesome. Yeah, fantastic. It's a great community, SMA.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, Chief Mapster, he's awesome. And obviously Divine does the show on a Wednesday. I've been on there every Wednesday, I think, since I joined Steemit, since like January, February.
And when did you join?
I think I joined in January. Yeah, just at the end of January I joined. I had enough of the whole Facebook thing and the SoundCloud and all that stuff. I was putting music on and getting nowhere with it, And I've been here sort of 4 months and it's just taken off. I've got a really nice army of fans. There's some in the chat now that I recognise from my posts, and I just feel like a bit of a star actually at the moment.
You're building up a following on Steemit, yeah?
I certainly am, yeah, and it's branched out to Music Coin, and there's a new one called Steam That, which is a really good site. I'm a founder of that as well, and it's just going off. I mean, Discord's been great. I'm just really happy,
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm pleased. You've made that transition away from sites like YouTube or Facebook or whatever, because it's such a limited environment actually for things like this. Steemit, platforms like Steemit are far more rewarding, I think, and rewarding on a number of levels.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was frustrating for the first few weeks because, you find your feet and you learn about the whole crypto world, and there's a lot to learn. But, a lot of people just jack it in after a few weeks, but you've just got to stick to it. I mean, I've stuck to it, and I work full time as well, in a school, and it's knackering, mate. But if you want to succeed, and you really, so the old cliche, you got to give it your all, haven't you?
This is it. Absolutely. And it's fantastic that you found Steam. I'm sure you're going to do really well. But I am going to have to move on. I am sorry, but I'm just going to quickly ask if anybody has any comments or questions for you, Darren. Any comments or questions, anyone?
They're all shy, aren't they?
It's Sunday night. Don't worry. It's always like this Sunday. But Jamie Honey says, absolutely, it is a learning curve. Totally. I think it's a learning curve for all of us. But it's an amazing environment. It's so much different from what I've experienced, and it's great. Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, actually, Darren. How easy or difficult are you finding it to convince others to come over to the blockchain?
Quite difficult. I'll be honest. I've brought a few people over, but it's all a bit different, isn't it? To them, I call it face tubers because they're all face tubing, aren't they, and Instagramming, and I don't think they'd really. It takes an intelligence.
Mindlessness.
Not to blow my trumpet, mate, but it takes some intelligence to be on Steam. It's not a place you just come and drop yourself in, bugger off again. You need to have a bit of brains about you and a bit of creativity. And if you're that way inclined, you'll do well. If not, you're going to sink. And that it's good because it sieves out all the shit, doesn't it? Sorry, excuse my language.
You're right. No, you're right.
It does sieve out all the crap, doesn't it, from the bottom of the barrel and leaves all the good stuff on top. And
the crap that does try on Steam, it will soon give up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I was hacked in the first month or so. Which was horrible, I was so green. I'd used my master key, and I was directed to another site, and my account got hacked and all that. But since then, I'm a lot more wiser, and you've got to watch these things. But people coming over from those other social media sites it's frightening, because it was for me. But
I just want to say I'm pleased to hear that you're also finding it difficult to convince your mates to come over to Steam It, because my God, am I finding it difficult? Believe me, a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. But I'm pleased to hear I'm not the only one.
Yeah, well, I was brought here by a guy called Hugh's Nursery. He's a real big YouTuber, actually. He's got millions of followers, and I'd done a bit of music for one of his videos, and he said to me, "Oh, you want to join Steam It, Darren? Get over there." But he's sort of disappeared since. He's done one post and disappeared. And it's quite strange, Obviously, he didn't
come back.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know where he is, but he sort of introduced me. I came here, stayed, and it weren't working for him, obviously, and he's gone back to YouTube, and he's obviously making some cash over there. So,
well, there we go. Good stuff. Well, it's good to see you on Steam It, and it's good to finally hear you on the show. Hopefully, you'll come back, give us an update on what's going on. But awesome, fantastic song that. I'm going to try listening to a lot more of your stuff. Where's the best place to find stuff? Have you got like an online catalogue or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've dragged all my stuff away from the other places that exploited musicians like me. So I'm on Music Coin now, which a lot of my stuff, and obviously on D-Sound. But yeah, I'll drop a Music Coin link if you like, and you can hear all my stuff there.
Yeah, awesome. We've heard quite a bit about Music Coin, exciting platform as well. Yeah, please drop the link, but I must move on. But great talking to you, Darren. And guys, get voting on that. Great post, great song. There it is.
Cheers, man.
You're very welcome. Right, going to move on. Up next, the Kitty Girl. Kitty Girl, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you tonight?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Well, I've still got rocks in my head, so I'm sharing another rock I've got in my collection tonight.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
I think it's beautiful. I love that delicate blue-green color. This one is called Chrysocolla, and it gets its blue-green color because of the presence of copper and aluminum in the stone as the primary ingredients. And secondary ingredient is silicate, which is a mixture of silicon and oxygen. And depending on how much silica is in the stone affects how the hardness of the stone is. There's some of the chrysocolla that is very soft, it's brittle, breaks easily, and you can't do very much with it. But if it's got a good bit of silica in there, it is a good stone for carving and making jewelry, things like that. It does bear a bit of a resemblance to turquoise, And sadly, there's a lot of disreputable merchants that pass this off as turquoise in jewelry, but the reputable ones will let you know up front, this is chrysocolla. And, you know, just to get a pretty piece of jewelry, I don't really think it matters that much, you know, which it is. But there is a picture in the post about a stone that was carved from chrysocolla that looks so much like turquoise that most people would be fooled. It pretty much takes an expert eye to see the difference. But anyway, this is a stone that I bought for about $5 US. Gosh, 15, 16 years ago. And it's just, you know, something that I just wanted to have in my collection as a little keepsake.
Yeah, I can see why. It is a pretty little thing, but my word, when you see it up close and you've given it the full context, it is a small stone, this one, and you bought this for $5. Can I ask, you know, that picture that we're looking at, has there been done to get it?
Well, they took the stone out of a mine and chipped away at it to get it a rock tumbler that tumbled it with other rocks and a little bit of emery powder to make it smooth and shiny and even all the way around, you know, so there weren't any little bumps or scrapey places.
Okay, all right. And then moving on down, I can see a kind of, almost looks like what we call over here a brooch, like a bluey brooch. Is that part of a rock?
Yes, that is actually the slide on a bolo tie. That's the piece I was talking about that looks a lot like turquoise at first, unless you really know the difference. But that stone was polished and then set into that silver holder and put on the bolo tie. And that's one good use for it. Some people make rings or necklaces or whatnot.
So have you ever thought of going into that more seriously? Like actually trying to make some kind of business out of this, or not? Are you more into buying the products, the items?
Well, I have actually purchased beads that were made from stones like this and strung my own necklaces, and I've made some earrings and actually have sold a few in a shop several years ago, but I just didn't keep up with it. Most of what I make, I wear myself.
It's funny to think, you know, that nature gives us these things. It's nice to think that, isn't it? It gives us something really quite pretty like this.
Yes, it is wonderful, and the variety of stones in Mother Nature is just absolutely phenomenal. Near the end of my post, I've got a link that says, see my other posts about crystal stones and minerals, and you can click there on any of those and just see a huge variety. And I've got plenty more to come from my collection, so stay tuned.
Looking forward to some more of this stuff, because I have to say, the natural creativity within the rocks is quite stunning, actually. So that'll be nice. Right, any comments or questions for Kitty Girl?
I do.
Well, I did see one question there from Darren Claxton. He asked if I use a rock tumbler. I do not have one of my own. I thought about buying one, but never did. So the stones that I buy that are tumbled, you know, I've bought them that way.
Okay, Sweeney Guy wanted to ask a question, I think.
Yeah. Do you have like a slip of paper with each of your rocks? Because I've seen a few of these posts, and you always know exactly where you bought them, when, and how much you spent on them.
I don't always remember exactly how much I spent on them, no. But as far as where I bought them, I pretty much do remember that, yes. And there's been, I don't know, 8, 10, maybe 12 different sources, but I pretty much remember that this stone came from this shop and not purchased off of eBay or whatnot. Yeah. As far as how much I spent, that's a little bit hazy though. And then I've got books and things that have the pictures in them. So if I forget, you know, what is this stone here, I can look it up easily.
That's cool. Yeah, it just seemed real curious to me. I'd love to have a memory like that, honestly.
That's
Well, I'm not sure how I was blessed with a memory like that, but I do have it. And maybe part of it too is I don't usually buy a stone immediately when I see it in a shop. You know, I'll go back to the shop 2 or 3 times and drool over it before I finally break down and buy it. So that may contribute to my long-term memory.
Oh well, it's a nice little hobby that you've got. I mean, would you call this a hobby or not?
Yes, I would call it a hobby, even though I may have made a little bit of money from my earrings and necklaces I've made. It's pretty much just a hobby.
Oh well, good. Long may it last. Thank you very much for that, Kitty Girl. Looking forward to the next one in the series. Nice post. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Right, guys, going to move on. And up next, it is Danny Saibi. Danny, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thanks, Freedom.
Hey, Danny.
How are you, people? I will present my post about the capitalists and why I think...
Danny, you're a little bit quiet. Could you sort of up your volume?
No? Okay, capitalism, why the capitalism is the best system right now? Well, first of all, the consumerist currently rules our lives like a brutal dictator who traps us in a cycle of consuming dismiss that we can escape. But let's face it, it does not bother us much because we are like the news and better toys. To succeed, capitalism needs consumerism. It needs us to be constantly buying new goods and services. And this system is characterized in summary by individual freedom, private property, and the free market. And for example, currently, it turns out that the fastest growing economies are those that adopt a more liberal institutional framework. And so the statistics and are spread.
Danny, sorry to interrupt you, but it is a little bit difficult to hear what you're saying. Could you just speak a bit more slowly?
Yeah, sure. I will. Well, being a system that protects private property and the fact that each person can create their own product or service and sell it in a market where it is the market that determines the price and not the government, makes it a very attractive system for entrepreneurs who want to find new ways to get more money. However, not everything is pink. I also talk about some of its disadvantages. It is not a perfect system, but without a doubt, it's the best system that we have today. The progress that has brought the capitalism to the world in all its history is undeniable. I think that the real problem of the system is not a problem of the system itself, because capitalism gives you the tools to improve your quality of life. It does not act like a father. The problem is with the sector of the people who, instead of doing something to try to obtain more wealth, prefer to bet on a...
All right, Danny, I'm going to have to interrupt you, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. It is a bit difficult to understand what you're saying. So, but I think I get the gist of the post. And you know what? It's a great subject that you've touched on, and I think it's a really contentious topic. Because a lot of people look down on capitalism. I don't. I think there's some ugly negative aspects to capitalism for sure. It's easily manipulated. But I think in terms of the systems that we have, when you compare to socialism or communism or any other types of society, I think capitalism is the best that we have. It might not be perfect, far from it, but it's the best kind of system that we have. But it's a very interesting topic, definitely, and your post does real justice to the subject. But I'm just going to ask if anybody has any comments or questions. Okay, and Danny, is there anything you want to say lastly?
Well, to thank you, Freedom, for the opportunity.
You're very welcome. And I'm just going to put the link up to your post one more time. There it is. It's a very well presented post, very well written. Sorry we couldn't quite hear what you were saying, but it's a good subject, a good post, guys, so get voting on it. Right. Okay, let's have a look. Eric Wilson, are you there? Eric, you're flashing, but we can't hear you. You need to sort your mic out. Eric, you need to talk to us. Eric is trying to sort his mic out, I think. We will, oh, he might be doing an exit and re-entry. Here he is. You need to unmute yourself. Say hello.
Okay, how about now?
Yay, there you are. Speak, you were talking then, carry on. And he's gone again. Oh, Eric, you're having problems tonight. We heard you for a moment. You're just teasing us.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, don't touch anything. Just stay talking. And he's gone again. Right, we're going to leave him. We're going to move on. I'll come back to you in a bit. LCR, are you there? LCR.
Hey, what's up, Freedom?
Oh, just waiting for you. Very well. Can you speak up?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Sunday. Last night I went to a wedding here in Bocas, and today I feel awful, but we had fun. And I'm here, always supporting the show and listening to you guys. That's my post of today. I call it my Blue Belt Blues. It's more like a sport post for tonight, where I talk about my jiu-jitsu. I wanted to share a little bit of frustration. Sometimes when you want, then you realize when obstacles happens and you cannot advance, or those have to do with sport. Today I do emphasis in the jiu-jitsu as a sport. And sometimes you get frustrated because you cannot advance. You get frustrated because you get injured. You get frustrated because other people make you tap, And by writing this, way to motivate myself, because it brings me a lot of memories of how everything started and all the experiences I had and the new friends I made. So that's what my post is about. Here in Panama, I like to compete. I like to participate in competitions just to prove that my academy has good jiu-jitsu, and to prove myself that I can, be under a situation and control mind-wise, And in Panama, a problem I have is that I'm 36 years old, supposed to fight with other guys of around my age they call it like the master level, but there are not too many of my age under my belt. So I always have to fight with the kids. I mean, the younger ones, we're talking about between 20 years old and 29 years old, and they are very fast, very athletic, and it's very, very hard, that frustrates you a little bit. Like techniques when the other person is faster than you and has more cardio, but somehow it pushes you. So this last year, I going on and off to the academy, either because of work or whatever, and then finally, a few weeks ago, I was okay. I'm gonna train hard. Professor is coming soon. and boom, I go to the academy, and then I'm training. I'm rolling with a friend, and then he breaks my one of my ribs, and I, like now again another 2-3 weeks recuperating myself. So that's why it motivates me to write, because that situations that are gonna stop of what you want to do, but you have to keep fighting. You have to keep moving forward, no matter what. And then you look back and you feel proud. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nice post, LCR. I didn't know you were into jiu-jitsu. So it seems like you've had a break and you've gone back to it. And then when you've gone back to it, you've had a little bit of a misfortune with a broken rib. But how often do you do this jiu-jitsu?
Well, an ideal week for me of training will be like 3 or 4 days a week,
How many days a week?
Average thing. 3 or 4 days a week average.
You do jiu-jitsu 3 or 4 days a week for about an hour a day. Your mic's pretty bad, LCR, but is that what you're saying? Yes.
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yeah, that's a bit better. So you do this about 4 days a week, did you say, yeah?
For 5 to up to 10-minute rounds, and it's really cool. But when competitions come, obviously we have to train a little bit more.
Nice. I didn't know you were into this. You're into all sorts of things, aren't you? So what's the highest achievement you can do in jiu-jitsu? Because like in karate, it's black belt. That's the highest you can go. What's the highest you can go with jiu-jitsu?
All right, the highest will be the black belt, but the black belt is divided in different degrees, and when you advance in the degrees, you get other type of belts, like the coral belt, for example, and then at the end the red belt. But to get there, you need to be your entire life in jiu-jitsu, and that's why black belt will be considered like a really good achievement. But like my professor says, jiu-jitsu is like an art. You are always learning, and the color of the belt really don't matter at the end of the day. But it's good. I like it. I love it. I'm very addicted.
Addicted to it? Gosh, never heard of it. So never heard you doing this. So in this post, there is a picture of you, is there not?
Yeah, I put a picture of me at the end. A friend of mine took it while I was fighting against another guy in a competition. And I decided to put that there, because I think it was a really good shot.
Are you in the black and white picture of the two men lying on their sides? Are you in that one as well or not?
No, that's not. That's a picture I find to represent how my friend was having me when he broke my rib.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
but you see at the end there is a picture where I am on a knee belly. That's me when I get the guy in a knee belly to get my points.
You're well into that there, and we can finally see a bit of you. Nonetheless, still not a full shot, but we're seeing more of you. But awesome. Well, there we go. I've learned something more about you. Good post. Any comments or questions for LCR?
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it in the text chat earlier, man. You got to get that Steam logo back on your head, bro. That shot right there at the end would have been perfect. Show it off while you're kicking ass, man.
It's not a bad idea.
You should do it. You've got to do it.
That's a good picture there at the end, and I appreciate you showing that, LCR. And I also think it's wonderful that you're pursuing this, especially considering that you're not in your teens or 20s. That's definitely commendable, so way to go.
Yeah, that's thank you.
I think.
I think you really have to show me a bit of this because I also, I want to be in that Jackie Chan and Jet Li mood. Yeah, so you also have to teach me a little of this, some watch out.
Sure. Hey, Uli Lion, I'm pretty sure that where you live, there should be an academy, not necessarily of jiu-jitsu, of any other martial art. All the martial arts are welcome in life, because of the training, the fitness, the cardio, and it builds up a lot of confidence in your life.
Yeah, I can imagine this. I can imagine this to be building up your confidence, for sure, as well as maybe your physical strength, and as well as equipping you with those physical self-defense moves as well. There was a question there. Have you ever used it? I think Scuzzy asked, have you ever actually used this in real life?
Like extremely no. If I remember, not yet, I would have to say. But one night, there was a fight in a bar, and I was trying to separate my friend from the other dude, and some dude grabbed me from behind, and I managed to take him away from me, and I ended up behind him, grabbing his arm. It it came instantly, but I hope I will not have to use it in the street or in public because the last thing you want to have is violence, in the street. But if I have to use it, I will use it.
Exactly. That's what it's there for. Awesome. Okay. Scuzzy said, they do jiu-jitsu? Well, they did something together. I remember they do something together. Was that jiu-jitsu?
Yes, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like ballroom dancing or something. I don't know. I thought it was something that couples do. I couldn't remember. I knew you did something together. But, well, there we go. Awesome. Very nice post. No one's going to mess with you and Eve Cab, are they? Let's be honest. I'm going to put the link up one more time, guys. There it is. Nice post. Get voting on it. Right, it's going to quickly move on. And I'm going to move on to Jamie Honey. Is Jamie Honey there, or has he run away? Nope. I'm going to move on to... Yes, is he DMing me? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to move on to Snecky. Snecky, are you?
Yes, I am here. I was pondering not to answer so that you would say my name again.
Oh, Snecky, that's naughty.
I'm always a bit naughty.
That's good, though. We kind of like that. What have you got for us?
I am trying to get my link.
Trying? Is there some kind of like fight going on?
Yeah, it's a conspiracy theory against me.
Jamie, I'll try you again after Snecky. Just make sure your mic's working, yeah? Oh, and Eric Wilson, I've got to go back to you. Gosh, Eric. Jamie, sort your mics out and I will return to you. Right, Snecky, sorry, go.
So my creation project, You Got Snacked, is back. I have spoken to a lot of people and I was missing it really, really badly because I think curation is just one of the most important things here on the platform, and I really like doing it. I do it for OCD as well, and I do it for myself, and I just missed You Got Snacked. So last week I was talking to Roland P, and he decided to help me out. So he delegated to me, and I was able to start this up again. Well, I think that a big vote is not the most important thing. It is nice to get, but I think eyes on posts are more important, and that is why I make a compilation post and share everyone that is snagged in that same post. And hopefully they will build an audience by that.
Oh, okay. So this is you sort of going back to your curation role again, just going off out into the community and trying to help newbies to the platform. Is that it?
Yes and no. I've done this curation project a while, but it's not only newbies. I think everybody deserves to be seen, not only minnows or plankton, but also dolphins and maybe perhaps even whales. You never know. A good post is a good post, and if it's worth sharing, I think you should. I just want to help people out to give them eyes on their post, no matter how long they've been on the platform. Well, I also believe that the newbies need more attention. I also believe that everyone else deserves it as well.
Yeah, that's a very fair point to make, isn't it? Because people who may have been here a while on the platform, no longer considered minnows, may have got lots of steam power behind them. Why shouldn't they get a snecky on their post? Why not? Absolutely, because get all sorts of amazing content from everyone on the well, from a lot of people on the platform, and they're not always minnows, far from it. So yeah, why not? So is there anything different about this new round of You Got Snacked, or is it the same style, same structure?
I'm still pondering a bit about it. There will be a few changes. In the past, I did like 10 posts per section, but I want to look in every tag possible, from new to old, from trending to art, and we all have our preferences, but and I'm still going to be helped by a few curators. One is doing the music, and I'm looking for some other curators who would like to join as well for other tags. So that is a slight change, and I'm not going to do it like every day anymore.
Okay, and if someone gets snacked, what do they get?
They get 100% upvote from me, and I will write a little bit about their post in my compilation post and share that together with the link, telling people why they should check out this person. And I hope that they will read it and give them a follow, because I think what people sometimes forget, because the vote is what matters, and I don't think that's the case. What you should build is a following. And to answer the questions, yes, my Discord community is still going, and the Kitty Girls just shared the link, and everybody's free to join.
Awesome, awesome. Right, any comments or questions for Snecky?
It's Sunday.
I know. We're all shattered. No one wants to be here. Should we all just go home?
Nah, you can't go home. You need to keep talking.
I know, but it's all good. But you're right, it's Sunday, very quiet. I think it's a great initiative. I'm glad to see it back up and running, Snecky. Anything you want to say last?
No, thank you for having me again, and thank you for everybody who's supporting it, and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Snecky. There it is, guys. Get voting on it. Good curation project, that. Very rewarding for everyone, not just minnows. So nice project. Okay, thanks, Snecky. Right, I am going to return to Eric. Yeah, Eric Wilson, wasn't it? Eric Wilson, are you going to talk to me now?
Please tell me you can hear me.
Nope, I cannot hear you at all.
Oh, bummer.
I'm going to move on. Hello, Eric.
Oh, yeah, that was the wrong link. That was I just copied an update.
That's gone.
Yeah, I apologize.
That's about your 10th apology. Are you going to give us the link? I think it's on the way, guys. Be patient.
Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I'm just dealing with a lot of things. As always, I'm streaming on DLive right now. So, you know, I got the TV, the monitoring, the OBS, the chat, yada, yada, yada. I'm getting better, but we still got some hiccups.
That's serious multitasking. Oh, is that it? Have you gone?
No. So what we're dealing with the schedule is MSP Waves, you know, part of the Minnow Support Project. They do a schedule. They do a scheduled broadcast throughout the day, and they have roughly, I think it was 40 hours of broadcasting scheduled, which I thought was pretty impressive because they're not doing anything to receive any sort of reward as far as content creation on the blockchain. They're basically just doing like a support radio station talking about Steemit and D-Sound and content on there. So they're doing all this without getting any rewards. Well, they just started streaming on DLive, and I picked up on it pretty quick. They've fiddled around with it before, and they're going to do it basically for all their shows. They're going to be streaming their broadcast from Discord onto DLive through the MSP Waves account name, which I thought was pretty neat. So they're partnering with DLive 24-hour, which is, you know, the schedule that I work on every week. And we're actually going to start doing the schedule for them on DLive. So pretty excited about that.
Wow, yeah. So MSP Waves. Maybe that's why Main Event popped in. Is he still here? No, he's gone again. Is that why he popped in, maybe? So you really are building up your schedules now quite nicely.
Yeah, and it started off just a schedule with gaming and non-gaming. We split the gaming off to where we have the gaming schedule posted Thursday nights here Eastern time, and then the non-gaming posted Sunday nights, and then we're going to be posting MSP Waves broadcast schedule every Tuesday. And then also they've invited me to have a talk show to where I'll be interviewing people from DLive and Steemit on there once a week. We got to work out the details of that, but I'm pretty excited.
Okay, all right. So can I ask then, in terms of MSP Waves, let's take MSP Waves, for example, what will they get out of this then, broadcasting simultaneously on DLive?
Well, I could be wrong. I believe they stream. They may stream to YouTube, or they may stream to Twitch or something already. If not, it's something they're gonna do. But they built this schedule with no content rewards. You know, they're just doing it for the love of the platform in a supportive system. So for them to come over as MSP Waves under that account and stream, all these individuals can stream to their server, and then the server sends the stream off to DLive. So it's obviously just a way for MSP Waves to receive curation or content creation rewards and start getting on the blockchain and getting more people interested, because it is very interesting broadcasting. A lot of different stuff: music, Steemit stuff, crypto stuff, art, music, you name it. They have a lot of different content on there. So actually, you can see their link on the on that link.
Okay, awesome. Good to see it taking off. Very nice. Right, any comments or questions for Eric Wilson? And anything you want to say lastly, Eric?
Yeah, one thing I would like to add is we added a video starting last week of Amy Maya, Amymya. She's the first video we're featuring on the schedule because she does a weekly creative curation to where it's mostly videos, but she also picks some replays of streams to where just she posts that every Friday, and DLive 24-hour sponsors that, and we pay an SBD per author that's featured on her video. So she just goes through and plays little snippets of the videos and puts links on her post and stuff just to help you find neat content and new people to follow.
Very nice. Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you very much for that. There it is. The post already up there, guys. Get voting on it. Nice post. Right. I am going to move on to Udi Lion. Udi Lion, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here, FreedomExists.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well.
Let me put up my link right here now.
Sweeney guy, you'll do, Jamie, honey.
Got him.
Oh, I've seen this picture before. Carry on, Udi.
Yes, actually, I was thinking of writing a story. Then it came to my mind like, what better story would be what better story would you have to tell other than that of a true life story? So that's crossing my mind. I wrote this story based on a true life story, and it's actually a story depicting inspiration, depicting aspiration. It's actually a story It's actually telling a story about a young boy growing from dust, a young boy fighting through the storms, a young boy who actually made a vow to himself that he will be on the right side of life. Okay, that is the story. But making it more poetic kind of, I didn't use a name. If you notice, there wasn't any name used. So that's the story now, telling you about the ambitions of a boy who left home sometime, left home seeking for greener pastures, hoping for a good life for his people. He's actually going for himself and going for his family. He's going to the jungle to hustle. That's it. But actually, I'm trying to make it's actually an episode thing. So this is the first episode. The second episode will be coming on Wednesday, where the continuation of his story will be told until next Friday. Like that, it's going to be an episode thing. And clearly, if you follow the story, you will really see the link in his life, how it happened, how he fought his wars, how he fought his challenges, how he kept his dreams and determinations. All will be told in the story. And all I want Welshare to do for me is to promote the story for me. That's all I want. Just promotion for the story, nothing more. Because I want the story to touch people that I want it to touch people that have the same determination and dreams and belief.
All right, Udi. So you said this is based on a true story, and it's going to be a series. So is this kind of your true story, or someone else's, or a mixture of true stories?
Yeah, I was expecting you ask that. You know what? I can't give you a direct answer now because that will be spilling off the ice on my cake. So what we'll do now is you follow the series, and probably in the third episode you'll get to know who the story is talking about. By then I'll bring in names to the story. That's how it is. But for now, this is the introduction, and that's how it goes.
Sounds mysterious. It's gone from, like, I don't know, something like you say, true, based on true life drama, to something a bit more mysterious. And maybe he is teasing us, Powerpix. You're right. He is teasing us. I mean, is this going to get like sinister or something?
You know, the hustle through life has never been easy. So it's easier to learn from it's far easier to learn from people than to learn from your own. So it's far easier for you to know something has happened to someone. Okay, I'll rather be careful of this and be careful of this. Because in the story, you get to know his mistakes, you get to know his flaws, and by so doing, other people reading and following the series get to know, at least get something positive from the story.
All right. Okay. All right. I think we get the gist of it. Right. Any comments or questions for Udi? Andin, I think, or is that Andy N? Andy N or Andin? I think maybe that's what it is. We have to follow the story bit by bit to find out whether it's true or not in the end. Is that it, Udi?
Yes, that's it. I actually made the suspense there so that people can follow the story. And when it gets, that's why at the down part I said you can leave your comments or thoughts, whatever you think. But despite whatever comment is written, the post is based on true life, and I believe by the end you all will know where I'm coming from.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Right, there it is. A potentially true life story from Udi there. Get voting on it, guys. Right, thank you very much for that, Udi. I think I'm going to hand over to... No, before I do, I better check, because it is, of course, the Scuzzy segment of the show. I don't know if he's there. I don't know if he's talking tonight, but let's see if he is there. Hello. Oh, he said hello. That's a good start. Are you talking tonight on the mic? Sure. Okay. Get on it. I'll hand over to you.
Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
All right. Well, first of all, welcome to everybody who's here for the first time. I hope that you guys are enjoying it so far. A big thank you to FreedomExists and that Sweeney guy for hosting the show today. And for everybody that's new, this segment of the show is called Scuzzy Speaks for 15 seconds. Thank you.
Was that 15 seconds, though? Oh, he's not talking. That was 15 seconds, I assume.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Yep, that was his 15-second slot. Okay, well, that's fine. We've got a bit of context now. We now know where we're going with Scuzzy each show. He's going to give us 15 seconds. So, that's something. That's an improvement, isn't it, Sweeney Guy?
Absolutely. We're going to have to find some sort of theme or something that you can talk about for 15 seconds. Got to be wordplay or something. That's how you started on us, right?
We could give him the theme, or we could just leave it to Scuzzy to decide, because, to be honest, he's never let us down.
Not once.
Right, I'm going to hand over to Sweeney Guy and let him get on with the next part of the show. Sweeney Guy, over to you. And don't forget, you know who to call first.
I sure do. All right. So, as the show goes, for those who haven't been here, the co-host gets to present first. Ha-ha!
What the heck, Sweeney Guy? Sorry. Yes, of course. You need to present your post. I'm still going to therefore be in host mode, and I'm going to do you now.
Do me, man. Okay. What the tech? Transparent aluminum. For any Star Trek fans out there, there was a movie that came out back in the 80s where a couple people had to transport a whale, and they needed a ton of plexiglass to do it. So they met a man named Professor Scotty, I think his name was, and he traded them this formula for the plexiglass or something along those lines. And nobody, this was crazy. How do you make aluminum clear? How do you make any metal clear? So the thing about aluminum oxynitride is it's not actually metallic aluminum. It's a powder that's made up of aluminum, oxygen, and nitrogen, and they put it into molds and superheat it. When it's done, it comes out real white and cloudy. They buff it over, and it is almost more transparent than glass in a lot of ways. It's only about 85% the clarity of normal silica glass, but it is 4 times stronger. This is real bulletproof glass right here. This thing can stand up to 50 cal bullets, easy. This stuff can stand up to IEDs. It is real strong. And if you couldn't have guessed, the funding for this came from the military. Where else was the money for something this crazy going to come from? So the U.S. military has this stuff on everything: tanks, helicopters, planes, you name it. If it's got windows, they're using this transparent aluminum now instead of traditional bulletproof glass. And they even have a version of it. It's like a laminate spray-on that they coat the bottom of helicopters with now, so that when the helicopters go to land and they kick up a bunch of rocks and dust from the rotors, this aluminum on the bottom will actually protect the bottom of the helicopter, but you can't see it until you're right up on it. So they're making transparent armor now for all sorts of military vehicles, and eventually this is going to leak into the mainstream, just like every other little military toy that they got out there. We've got lasers, and the internet was originally a military project. It's eventually going to get to us, but it's probably going to be a while. It's really, really expensive to make right now, and there's no I don't think there's any real plans to mass produce this, though it could be used for things like smartphone screens. Imagine pulling your phone out, throwing it at the ground, and knowing that when you pick it up, that screen is going to be perfect. Not a scratch, not a scuff, not a nothing. Or driving down the road, it starts to hail, and softball-sized pieces of ice are falling out of the sky, and your windows are straight. Your windows are just crazy, crazy, crazy. This stuff is incredibly strong, and it might as well be metal. I got on a ramble there. Love these topics. The What the Tech is a secondary series to a super cool science shit. It's not as in-depth on the science, and it's more focused on cutting-edge technologies.
Yeah, it's funny because Kitty Girl just said a comment there about, you always find these amazing, interesting topics. I was going to ask you actually, Sweetie Guy, because this is fascinating subject, and I love this theme that you've got. It's almost like a chemistry lesson all the time. I love it, but in a much more interesting way. But what I've never really asked you, did you study chemistry? Was it just an interest that you have in it, or do you work in some kind of chemistry industry?
Okay, I love you guys, Wheelchair, so I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I dropped out of school when I was 16 years old. I only officially have like an 8th grade degree, or an 8th grade education. But learning has always been a really big thing with me. It's in fact the reason that I dropped out of public school. They couldn't keep up with me. I was that kid that would sleep through math class, wake up on Friday, do a big problem on the board, and then go back to sleep. And the teacher would show my work so that everyone else could learn. I left school really, really early, never had any interest in college or anything. I just like to learn at my own pace and what I like to learn.
Fair enough. I think that's the way a lot of people like to learn, to be honest. But awesome. Another great post there. Aluminium glass. I'm looking at the GIFs that you've put in as the demonstration, and you can see how damn tough it is. Extremely durable, that's for sure. But I can see all sorts of uses for that, and not just military uses. I mean, I can see that being used in the consumer, in some kind of consumer products, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. It's just going to be a while before they can, like I said, it costs a lot of money to make this right now. And they have to, I would suppose it would take someone to place an incredibly large order for them to be able to scale up to a point where they could start mass producing for things like phones or windshields or anything else.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to have to be quick because we really are going to have to move on. We're running a bit late. But any comments or questions for Sweeney Guy?
Nope. I always explain them too well. All right. I will move along, and I've got to do Jamie Honey first.
Hello. Can you guys hear me this time?
Loud and clear, buddy.
Woohoo! I'm glad. Yeah, I was on my phone before. I apologize. And for some reason, it didn't connect through. But this is the post, and I'm just sharing one small insight that's going to be a part of a long list of other insights, but it's a very important one to start with. And if you're looking through the post, you'll notice there's a lemon, of course, and just everyone knows what a lemon is for the most part, how it feels, what it's like to cut into a lemon, the smell, the aroma, the tartness, and then to take a bite into that juicy lemon, the citric acid as it fills into your mouth. And the reason I go through that explanation in the pictures is because of a very important fact that every single person reacts by a chemical reaction going on in the body, which is an increase in saliva. In fact, you probably even swallowed a couple of times right now, just even talking about and thinking about it, because your body has reacted to an experience that was in the past. I took these photos earlier today, and it was my experience, not yours, but you physically react to it because the brain doesn't differentiate between something you're actually experiencing, something you're observing, or something you're imagining. So then you want to look at the thoughts you're having on a constant basis. Are you recreating a negative or harmful environment in your own body by the thoughts you're having? And so this is just a quick little story to introduce that subject, that your thoughts do, in the fact that is the precursor to some action, small or large. And if the percentage of your thoughts are more into the negative in the past, it's very hard for you to move into the future where goals and new successes lie. And that's also something to think about for those people watching horror movies. If you're there for the entertainment, but what else is happening when you're observing something? On the other side of that, there is humor. There is an increase in endorphins and your immune system by watching someone laugh, thinking about something funny, just pretending to laugh, imagining laughing, enjoying yourself. That actually boosts your immune system. So
I love it. I've heard you. I've heard since I was a kid. You know, even when you're feeling sad, smile. Keep smiling. Fake laughter right up until the point that you're happy. Fake it till you make it.
Absolutely. The muscles in your face when you smile are connected to neural nets in the brain that are also connected to joyful moments in your past. So you already have an experience for that muscular reaction. It's very hard for you to stay in a negative state of mind when you put your body in a happy state. So if you stand up tall, you get energy in, you smile, and it's very hard to think bad thoughts when your body is physically expressing joy.
Great. I love the explanation and all the very, very meticulous explanation of what you're trying to describe there. The pictures are all very funny. The one with the where the lemon's looking at the knife definitely made me laugh.
Good. I like to bring joy and laughter to every situation as much as possible. And I'm going to do some more posts about the increased immune system and brain function when you're happy as opposed to when you're negative. And laughter increases that. But just because the joyfulness, when shared, it's something that you can give away and still have plenty for yourself. You know, the more you give away, it's like a smile. The more love, the more smiles you give away, the more you actually have.
Totally agree. Anybody got any questions or comments for J-Man Honey?
Tick, tick, tick.
Engine is typing. So real quick before I move on, I'm going to beat you to the punch, Jamie. Why did the gym close?
Why did the gym close?
Because it just wasn't working out.
I thought everyone was waiting around. Mind you, that last joke could have been a bit of a stretch.
Okay,
All right, I gotta move on. Freedom kick me out.
Thanks, guys.
Let's move on to Black Libertarian.
Yeah, what's up, City?
Another day, man. Another Sunday. Just chill.
That's nice. Well, today I brought a reflection on social media and how is it affecting us in a negative way. I would say this is the best post that I have written so far, and I'm very glad that I have written this post. I think my effort and all the research that I made is being clearly stated in the post, so I'm just gonna go through it quickly. And well, social media was meant to connect people and to get information as soon as possible to everyone. But in fact, nowadays, social media is making people dumber and easy to manipulate. Why I'm saying this, researchers has found that social media nowadays can make people dumb. Pages like Playground and Pictoline with, they just look beautiful. And people just copy the information that they see and they don't go through all the information that is being stated there. They're just okay with everything that is just stated and they don't go beyond. They don't see what is behind all those manipulations and all that stuff, because media had also their own, social media also had their own interests. In the other side, we have how the government or how power, let's say, institution can control us through social media. Just to give you an example, we had this situation with Cambridge Analytica based on the likes that we gave away in Facebook, and also this, I think it was a research, I don't remember, it was a poll. Yes, it was a poll that they got information and they used it in the electoral campaign of Donald Trump so that they could profit from those data. And well, this is just an analysis, and there's a parallel between a book called Brave New World. I don't know if you guys have written it or reading it. It is an amazing book. It is just like Orwell's book 1984, but this has another focus, might I say. This one is about how information or massive information is going to change us all in the future. And I think he was even accurate as Orwell was. I think he predicted the world in a very better way than Orwell just did, because the social media, if you see the title of the post, social media can be used as an anagram to create Soma, and Soma is a drug that they use in the book to control the people.
It's very interesting. I really like the way that the post kind of relates social media to a drug. I don't see an explanation in the post about what Soma is exactly. Do you have that in there?
Yeah, I think it is there. I mean, yeah, wait. I think I wrote that.
Because I know that Soma is a muscle relaxer, and it that absolutely fits with the analogy here.
Yeah, there's the world. Well, I didn't do it. I'm sorry, but what basically Soma is just a drug that is given to the people that is living in this dystopia called Brave New World, just to make them dumb and not interested about reality. That drug is supposed to take them away from reality and not see what is truth, neither what is happening around them.
It's TV all over again, man.
Yeah, it's just basically social media.
Anybody got any questions or comments? Really, really good post. Really well thought out. You said this was your most researched post?
Yeah, it took me like a week.
One thing that just a little advice, one thing that might help you get picked up by somebody like Curie, if you do research on a post like this, include the links that you were reading as references. That'll give you mad props with a lot of people.
Okay, I will try to do it in the next one. I used to not post them because I don't want people to believe that I'm copying other people's information, but I will do that.
All right, and moving on, I think we're gonna call Trip the Spider. Are you there? Trip the Spider. All right, how about Maru? Maru.
Oh, I hope Maru is there. She's got some amazing posts, normally. Maru, yes, hello. Do you have a post for us?
It's your turn.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yay!
My internet connection, oh my god. Hi guys, good evening. I'm going to post the link.
Good evening. Do you have a post for us?
Yes. There it is. So hi everyone, good evening. Tonight my post is called A Brief History of Superheroes. Like I say at the beginning, last Tuesday I went to the movies to watch The Avengers Infinity War, and of course, like everyone else, I was in shock. And this is why I just wanted can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I was in shock, but still I wanted to make a post related to superheroes, but in like a writer's subject. I have always been interested in science fiction, especially when it comes to people with supernatural powers. I really enjoy reading about them and, of course, watching movies about them. The last 80 years of superhero comic book releases can be divided into 4 ages that explain the way they were born and how they evolved over the time. The Golden Age started in 1938 when Superman was first introduced to the public. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, were the ones that made Superman, and they actually created the character in 1933, but it was turned down by every newspaper in New York. National Allied Publications, now DC Comics, was the one to publish Superman, and after its success, Batman was born, and then other DC characters like Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. During this time, because of World War II, Hitler was like the worst villain anyone could imagine. This is why Captain America was born, making his first appearance in the cover of Captain America #1, punching Hitler like in several times. After World War II, people started to lose interest in superheroes after it ended, and editorials changed genres to romance, crime, and horror. During this Silver Age, superhero teams like the Justice League and the Fantastic Four were released. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby of Marvel Comics, they also created characters like Thor, Iron Man, the Hulk, Black Panther, and Daredevil during the Silver Age. Then, during the Bronze Age, comic books turned even darker with supernatural and horror themes. And well, basically, right now, during the modern age, we know that people don't read comic books like they did before, and they are actually seen as a form of art. People collect them. Of course, this is the age of superhero movies, they are everywhere in films. Well, in this post, of course, you can see that heroes from DC and heroes from Marvel were very different from each other. The way the companies worked was also very different, but they both had a huge impact on society with their iconic characters. And so I really hope you enjoy. Oh, and at the end, I put some pictures of some of the stuff I own. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Thank you for the opportunity.
Wow, that is extensive. Very well explained.
Thank you so much. It took me a while to do the research. I really wanted to make sure I had the right dates and the names and everything. So thank you. I hope you can guys take the time to read it. It's very interesting. Even if you don't like superheroes, I think you will like the post.
And I like the thumbnail that you use there. It's really interesting how those are so many years apart, but they have so many similarities to them. It's almost the same image.
Yes, it is almost the same image, and that cover of the first Superman comic book, it is actually very similar to other covers that were later published. And I got that picture from a post where they compare several covers of comic books that seem very alike.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Pronounce her name for us. And then secondly, I'd like to know, how big is your collection of comics?
Well, actually, my name is Maria Eugenia. I'm Spanish, but everybody calls me Maru because it's like short of Maria Eugenia. But yes, it is Maru. And I only have 2 comic books. Yeah, that's very sad. I only have 2 physical comic books, the ones you see on the post. I really wish I had more. And yes, Maru for Maria. But I have more in digital form. I have Batman, The Killing Joke. I have a lot of Justice League, the X-Men. The X-Men, they are my favorite superhero team. And my favorite character and why, it is Wolverine. I know Wolverine is not considered a superhero. It is actually considered an anti-hero. But I really like his history, and the things he went through were pretty rough. And I don't know, I just really like it, and I think it is very interesting. And of course, I love Hugh Jackman. That's maybe one of the main reasons.
Awesome. Well, press for time. We're gonna have to move on. I think Trip to Spider's ready. Are you ready there, bud?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
How are you all doing?
We're getting through it.
Okay, here is my post for it. Okay, I do every month. I do a monthly report on the posts that I have written that month. I do that because there is no easy way to search someone's profile on Steemit, and this way I am trying to make it easier for my readers to search through my posts. And in the end of my first year on Steemit, I intend to list all the posts that I have written that year. So this is my second monthly report because this is my second month here, and this month I have written altogether around 11 posts, I think. There are 3 posts about in my best going series, The Tales of Pirates, where I write about historic pirates. Then I opened up the new series this month. It is about Norse mythology. There are also 3 posts there. There are 4 more in my beer reviews. And finally, there are 3 other posts. One is about my chili and that I grow, and 2 others are from posts about Magic the Gathering, trading card game that I like to play.
Wow, that's a good way of keeping your followers, letting your followers catch up, I suppose, is how I mean to say it. I would love to do a post for my 1 year that listed all of my posts. I just looked it up on Steemit. 324 links might be a little bit much, though. I've not written a post every single day. But
nice, man. You should do it. I mean, I use tags for these posts, bragging and showing off with 320 links. That would be hilarious.
Oh, man. And if I included a picture with each one, that'd probably take me a week to do. Great post. Anybody got any questions or comments for? How is
my arm is doing great. I can lift it completely right now, but I still have to do physical therapy, which will start in 2 weeks, just in order for something not to get stuck.
All right, we're gonna move along. Got about half an hour left. I'm gonna call Marshall Life. Marshall Life, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Greetings, everyone. Hello, can everybody hear me?
We sure can. You got a link for us?
Yeah, I got, okay, let me put it out. Can you see it? Hello?
Sure can. Tell us about it.
Actually, it's about a promotion I'm running. I have a project called Project Atlas. Project Atlas is a platform, or let me say a project on Steam platform that promotes crypto project. So actually, I'm promoting Smart Cash, and I quickly made a report about our activities and the stuff that we've been doing, and we pretty made up a good impression on Twitter. Because actually, the Project Atlas is just a project that's supposed to like help I don't know how to put it. Let me say a project that was made on Steam. It as a free Steam lens is a freelancing project, but we call it the term of Steam lancers, like Steam lancing on the Steam platform, where newbies, because it's very hard for minors to cope on Steam. So the thought just came up to me and say, why don't we just create a platform that could promote other crypto projects, get the money, exchange the fiat or any currency to Steam to Steam fiat, so we could share it to minors who participated on the platform. So by so doing, we are improving the Steam ecosystem, the currency, and making people get aware of the currency by running campaigns on Twitter. Though we ain't get no support from nobody yet. So we'll be running it for as long as 3 months, because Project Atlas was launched on January 7, and we made the Steam campaign 3 times now. The first Steam campaign we did was we made quite impression, about 3 million impression on Twitter, and we also made another one, something on February, where we made 11 million impressions and 3 million reach also. And through the help, it's not me alone. We have teams. We are plenty. We have a Discord group where announcement is made for any competition. Though on any Steam competition, I am the one that normally do fund the campaign to create awareness on Twitter. But other crypto projects that we run, they are the ones that pay. So I exchange the money to Steam currency and pay to minors, mostly minors who participate on the work and on the tweeting campaign on Twitter. So this is the one we're running for Smart Cash. So just a weekly report that I did. So that's just all about the post.
All right. Well, that's a really good summary of your Twitter promotion of Smart Cash. Anybody got any questions or comments for Marshall Life?
Yeah, could you just repeat that, please?
I don't get. I should repeat what?
Everything you just said.
Okay.
I'm joking. It was a good presentation. It's a really good post because it explains tons about this. So thank you. It's a good post.
Okay.
If I heard correctly, you do have a Discord server. If so, would you post a non-expiring link to that server so I can add that to my list?
Okay. I'm going to do that right away.
The kitty with her large list of links. I've got one of those going myself, Kitty. We're gonna have to compete, see who can get the bigger list of Discords. You probably definitely got me.
Here we go.
Okay, thank you. I bet Torco has both of us beat those.
Guaranteed it. All right, moving on. We're gonna go with Clive ALB next. Clive.
How's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Just barely. Can you turn it up just a bit?
All right, what about now? Is it any better?
Perfect. Show us what you got.
All right, guys. So I've been going through, sorry, quite a rough patch. That's why I have been in some sort of a semi hiatus on Steemit. I hope I can get back on a horse soon enough. But basically, on this post, I talk about a bit of background since I've moved to Panama. It's not a Clive's English Corner post, by the way. It's just more of a personal one, telling a little bit of my story, and how sometimes we get hung up on intense relationships and feelings, and how you think, oh yeah, it will work out, even though odds are all against you. Like working in an environment where you will be traveling basically for 7 months straight, and the other person will be just stuck here and not having a solid enough relationship was just a recipe for disaster. And basically I try to summarize everything on that post. So I hope you enjoy it, and that's pretty much it.
So what looks like a bad, I guess a lie to get you to move to Panama, there was no job lined up, you say?
Yeah. In fact, I'm living in Panama pretty much by chance, but it was a pretty, I am glad it happened, because it has been nothing but great things. And this experience didn't have anything to do with Panama. It was just me being reckless and letting myself get carried away by emotions. And again, I'm glad it happened, because I had a pretty good time, pretty sweet time. And now I am again kind of like getting back to music. I wrote 3 songs in a very short period of time, and from the few people who have listened to them, they were like, "Oh, it's pretty good." So I'm thinking about recording them, YouTubing them, starting my own website, have the Clive's English Corner on one side and have my musician side on the other. So it's all good.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad it turned out to be something great. Sometimes you just got to let your emotions take the best of you and go with it.
I gave myself like entirely. I can assure you that. It's like I went all into this thing, but it didn't turn out to be the one.
Questions, comments, anybody?
I'm quite shocked and saddened in a way for you, Clive, because that must have been a real devastation to actually move to a different country to find out that it was all a hoax, that there was no job there. And then how did you deal with that initially? Did you try and find the people what was the purpose behind the hoax?
I still, to this day, I don't know the what was the hoax? Why? What was the purpose? It was, I went to the supposed interview, or I don't know what the heck, and I kept on waiting like for a week for that. Hey, your start on Monday or whatever, and called shortly after. The company was like some sort of ghost company. I don't know what happened. So these 2 guys, the ones that they are even in a picture I posted there. Hey, listen, we need a guy who sings and plays the guitar. So can you like come with us, like complete some gigs? And this saved me. And fortunately, I had some savings. I was not like, oh, let's come here and like completely naked and no money, nothing. I was not like that reckless. But
so music saved you?
Pretty much.
Wow. Do you know? I think music has probably saved a lot of people. You know,
music is very, very powerful.
Indeed.
And it's saving me again from heartbreak. So
That's great. So we're running really, really low on time. I think one of my last ones is going to be Happy Smiley Man.
Hey, how you doing, Sweeney guy?
I'm happy and smiley. How about you?
I'm always happy and smiley. How you doing, Freedom? Okay, so here's the link to today's post. Here we go.
Sorry, was that me? I'm good, thank you, dude.
Yep, I was just saying hello to you there, mate. I hope you're well. I'm going to bring you a nice splash of colour to your morning.
Morning? Yeah, I suppose it is morning now.
Well, it's it's 1:30 here, and I'm pretty certain it's the same time where you are. You're in UK, yeah?
I am indeed.
There we go. So, okay, so this is a little project that I was inspired by earlier on this week. I was listening into the show that you was running on Wednesday, and afterwards I got this bag of trash that I did a post a couple of weeks ago on the same thing. I did some more stained glass in the bus, and this was a sort of lead on from the creative splurge that I got from the last lot. So it's an add-on to the ceiling on the skylights. So I hope you like it.
That is super cool. That's exactly the kind of stuff that we want to be doing in the makerspace I'm opening. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's it's unbelievable when the sun shines and the light comes through in the day. It's created a completely. It's pretty really magical in here now.
That is really, really cool, and I like the way you did your process there. Always best to show it from beginning to end instead of, look, I did a thing, here's a picture.
Yeah, I like to show people the sort of process as it goes through.
So it looks like that's not the only thing that you have. It looks like your entire ceiling is recycled art.
Yeah, that's right. I did a post a while back on the creation of the ceiling, and it's recycled CDs that I managed to pick up from many charity shops, and I cut all the CDs up and made the sort of mosaic design on it. The one that got the circular bit by the door, the second one I did, that took me probably, I don't know, maybe 10 hours of sticking all the little bits up.
Wow, that's crazy. I probably got enough AOL discs to do that.
Oh yeah, and even if you run out, just go to any charity shop and just tell them you're doing an art project, and they'll be more than happy to give you CDs. Not many people play them these days.
Right, it's everything's digital now.
Yeah, and the great thing was the stained glass was all recycled as well. It came from a friend of mine that does lots of stained glass, and he just brought it round one day and said, "Yeah, what can you do something with that?" And well, this is what's come out. So I'm really pleased with the result.
Super cool. Anybody got any questions or comments for Happy Smiley Man?
Well, I'd just like to say I'm so pleased he's managed to work this kind of pattern into the roof of his van. If I've got that right, that is worked into the roof of your van, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's they're cutouts from the ceiling, and that's sort of created the round bits for the skylights, and I've put sort of leather around the edge of that, and then to finish it off, I've stuck the bits of glass onto the it's the actual fiberglass roof, so it's sort of stuck onto the roof. But yeah, the light that comes through it is almost like a light box now.
Very nice indeed. Like the imagination, and I like what you've done there. It's fantastic.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I just want to say that I really, really, really love it as well.
Oh, thanks, Nikki.
You're welcome.
You watch it, you're gonna get snacked. All right. Up next, I'm gonna call Barbecue Iguana. I mean Bush.
Yes, I'm here. Okay, so I got some bee pictures that I need some help with. Where I work, we're having a photo contest, and the theme is spring, and so I figured since I just got my macro lens that I went out yesterday and took a bunch of pictures of bees hatching and out of their cells, and I want to enter one called "The Bee Is Born," but I'm not an artsy kind of guy, and so I figured I'd throw a bunch of them out here and ask people to help me pick which one they think I should enter.
Anybody that's looking at this post, scroll through there, throw out a number. What's your favorite picture? I personally really like 3, 4, 5, any of the ones where just the head is kind of poking out.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm asking, because as a beekeeper, I've seen this hundreds of times, and it's, I still find it fascinating, but I don't get that, most people that are going to be looking at these pictures have probably never seen the process before. So what really catches them? So I appreciate the feedback.
So what kind of people do you work with? Are they going to be freaked out by one where most of the body is out? I mean, bees have a lot of hair that people don't really realize that I think they have a lot of features that people don't really realize. And when you start taking macro pictures of bugs, people start getting kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, my personal favorite was 6, and mainly because of that, even though I see bees all the time, you still don't realize when they're born how much hair they actually have on them.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the one that I was pointing out. That's a very hairy bee.
Yeah, it's amazing because they, over time they basically lose all that hair, and when they are old enough to die, they're basically, bald and spit shined from going in and out of the flowers and rubbing against, the petals and everything else.
This is amazing photography, Bushy. I need to ask you a question. When you were taking these pictures, what were you wearing?
Nothing.
That's inappropriate.
No,
Nothing.
I was wearing a jeans and a t-shirt.
So you weren't like in protective, like, those boiler suits to take these pictures when you were this close to them?
Man, knowing Bush Kelly probably wears honey when he goes out here and takes pictures.
Yeah, no, Freedom, normally I just wear a veil over my head because you occasionally get, unintentional bee, and the worst place you want to get stung is in the face, particularly the eye. So, but this, to really get, where I could see the camera and everything else, I actually took the veil off to take the pictures.
Blimey. I mean, that is, isn't that a bit dangerous now?
No, honeybees are pretty calm if you go on the right day. I mean, Saturday was here anyway. It was a nice warm day. They were, busy out trying to collect pollen. You get nasty weather, and sometimes, they get ornery, but usually you can tell as soon as you open the hive whether it's going to be a good experience or not. And like I said, they're glad that summer's finally here, or spring or something, where they can get out and be busy. So they weren't really too interested in me.
Wow. I honestly didn't think anyone at all, even the most highly skilled professional beekeeper, could get that close to bees to take these fantastic pictures without some kind of protective clothing. But it is nice to hear that you can. It's nice to hear that, or to learn that bees do have some kind of restraints, really.
Yeah, the worst part of the whole ordeal is I got some wax on the end of my lens now. That's one part I'm not looking forward to, trying to get a lot of pictures and stuff, is that you tend to get wax over everything, but we'll get through it.
Awesome.
Anybody else? Questions, comments?
How long did it take you to capture these pictures? I mean, they are amazing.
It was probably 15, 20 minutes. I mean, most of them, I probably, photographed maybe 3 or 4 bees hatching out. It took me a little bit to go through a couple hives and find a comb that the bees were actually hatching on. But the whole process of them, coming out is maybe takes them a minute or two.
That's really quick.
All right, and Sweeney's out of time. I gotta pass it back to Freedom. You guys have fun. Thanks for having me. It's been
Sweeney, I do apologise. Could you just call that last person, JSF? Would you mind? Sorry.
Give me a few more minutes. Let's go with JSF. Turn your mic on. Show us your stuff. Tell us about it. JSF. You were my last chance for a couple more minutes, man.
JSF, are you going to talk to us?
There. I have a post, but I've just been listening, doing some stuff around the house. I think, it will take me like 5 minutes or something. If you want, I don't know.
Don't worry. Just give us your post. Sweeney, I assume JSF is going to grab that post. Then just hand back to me after, JSF. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, JSF, don't worry about telling us about your audio. Have you got your post there? Yeah.
Hey guys, how are you?
Great. What do you got here?
I hope everyone's doing great. This is a post that continues with the line of pictures not a line. In the previous daily shots, I shared a couple of pictures, close-ups of paintings made around 2008, 2012, and after looking for those, I found these other pictures from my archives, and the first one is from. Hello.
We knew. Hello.
Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us about your post.
Okay. The first one is about it's a mural I was invited to paint in a very very big with a lot of different galleries participating in the local art and antiques fair in the Leo Bermúdez Art Center, which is one of the it has a lot of history. It was made around the 1800s or no, I don't know, the 20s. I can't recall right now, but it is a very important art center in the city, and I made this. This is around 6 meters wide wall, and I painted it with acrylics and latex paint. it was a great experience, and I met a lot of people in the exhibition and a lot of great art too. The second one is a custom vinyl record I painted for an exhibition that took place in Caracas, Venezuela, and it was it was an exhibition where everyone was given a sleeve and a vinyl record to customize in every way. Some people use even laser cut and make some carvings on the vinyl, and there were a lot of amazing pieces there. This was made with acrylics over the vinyl. And in the third picture, there's a close-up of it's a part of a wooden panel board that's around 1 meter by 1 meter. It's a part of a couple of tables that were to be used in a friend's business, and he wanted for them to be customized by different artists. So this is one fragment of the whole table.
You always come at us with really, really good abstract stuff. I have a question about that vinyl. Does that vinyl record won't play anything, will it? Will that still play music?
No, I had to. I wish there in the future there's a way to mix the both things, but no, that I had to sand it over till it was really flat and even, and then a lot of coats, like I don't know, 10 coats of different spray paints, like one better for plastic, and then preparing some other paint coats for better adherence for the acrylic paint.
That's really cool. Anybody got any questions or comments?
I just want to say, just sort of to reiterate really what you just said, Sweeney. I mean, some of JSF's work that he brings to these shows is so impressive. It's really makes you, it really exposes you to some decent quality art, because there is a lot of shite out there, let's be honest, which claims to be art. But this really is art, I would say. It's really valuable stuff, and it's great to see JSF coming back time and time again with this stuff. So thank you for that. It's brilliant.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. Yeah, I was just working around and listening to the show. Always great content, and it's nice to have the opportunity. I finally finished up on some stuff. Thank you guys.
Bushkill asked why all the tools and paints on the floor were white. I noticed the same thing. Even the skateboard leaned against the wall is painted white.
Oh, the skateboards and all the other tools in the floor. Those were part of an installation, a mini installation from a friend of mine that he disposed of he placed all the elements like that, and it was nice.
Interesting. All right, I think we are running out of time. Freedom is going to do what he does on his show. It's back to you, bud.
Thank you, Sweeney Guy, and thank you also for doing an awesome job as the assistant host this week. You've done a fantastic job, Sweeney Guy, so thank you very much for that. You've got a unique energy about you, and it's always good to have you contributing to the show, and I'm glad we finally got you on as the assistant host. Long overdue, I'd say, but hopefully we'll have you back again soon. So thank you very much for that. You did a fantastic job. I'm just going to say to you, in fact, I'm going to put the link up to this post one more time. It's an amazing post, guys. Get voting on it. For those of you that have already presented a post, go ahead and DM me your BitShares username, because I will be getting you some hair shares later on. So go ahead. For those of you that have already presented a post, DM me now your BitShares username, and I will get you some hairy shares, Crystal. Exactly, hairy shares, and you can keep building up your hair share supply if you want. It's up to you. Right, I'm going to try fitting in a couple more before we end the show, and I'm going to ask, I think, if I've pronounced this. Oh, she's gone. Cooking. It was cooking. Cooking. Oh, never mind. I think she's gone. What a shame. What a shame. I'm going to ask Emeka Collins. Emeka, Emeka Collins, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening. Good morning.
Oh, could you just speak up a bit?
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Hello.
I hear.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm
whoa,
nervous for this.
sorry. Just stop talking. Stop talking, everyone, because we've got a bit of confusion. There was a slight delay there with the mic, so apologies about that, Art Cookkin. I'm going to come back to you, but I'm going to let Emeka go first, all right? So Emeka, apologies about that. Carry on.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Emeka. Please give us your post and talk to us about it.
Okay, my post is a tutorial on how to register ES token on IM token wallet. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Emeka. Just keep going and just speak up a little bit if you don't mind.
Okay, I made a simple tutorial on how to register ES token on IM wallet, because most users don't know how to use my Ether wallet and MetaMask. So I just had to do a simple tutorial on how to register it with IM token wallet, which is a mobile device. So that's all about the post. Did you get me?
We can hear you if you just keep talking.
Now about the post, it's just a tutorial on how to register ES token on IM token wallet. So I use screenshots to explain on how to register it.
Yeah, you're dipping in and out. You know, tricky. It's a shame because this is a great post, you know, and it's good to see people's experiences of the EOS token. And it'd be nice if we could hear you. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so carry on then. Yeah.
Okay. I just said what I did on the post. It's just a tutorial. Okay, should I explain the tutorial, the steps?
Just briefly take us through it.
Okay. Okay. The beginning, the post is divided into two parts. The first part is how to withdraw the IM token, the EOS token from Binance, from Binance to IM token. So the second part is now where I explained how to map, as in to register the token. So after the registration, I now give some links on how to check whether the token was registered successfully.
Okay, awesome. I know there's quite a few tutorial videos out there. This is another one which is great, because the more there are, I think, the better, because it does help people to transfer them to, I suppose, designated EOS wallets. And I'm assuming this is another one of those tutorial videos. So can I ask you, whereabouts are you at the moment?
Sir?
Yeah, where are you at the moment?
Okay, I'm in Nigeria.
Okay, because I've seen a lot of the Nigerian community talking about EOS, and it seems to be being adopted quite extensively over there. How long have you been interested in EOS?
Actually, it was last month after the meetup we had in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay, and in terms of like your involvement within the EOS movement, so to speak, as I call it, what would you like? You know, what is your role? What are you doing?
Actually, I was not giving any post. It's just through this it was, I was not giving any role, but I've seen a lot of Steamians complain on the registration of their token, because after the meetup, most people got interested about the project because they said it's free. It doesn't charge any fee for transaction, and also it allows developers to build on the blockchain. So many people got interested in the project.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One of your fellow Nigerians came onto the show and told us about a Nigerian EOS meetup, and it was really successful, and it was lots of people there. And it seems that EOS is really getting quite out there, you know, in the Nigerian community.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Awesome,
sir.
awesome. Okay.
I'm a very big fan of Russia. I've been trying to promote Russia in my community too.
Well, that's even better news. Thank you very much. Good to hear. Okay, any comments or questions for Emeka? And Emeka, is there anything you want to say to round up?
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk, because for the past how many weeks I've been trying to talk on the show, but I've not been given an opportunity. I'm so happy. Thank you very much.
Well, it's good to have you on here. Yeah, we are a busy show, so I do try and fit in as many as possible, but I'm glad we got you on tonight. Good stuff. Right, I'm going to put the link to your post up. Bear with. And there's the link to the post. Get voting on it. Nice post, that. Thank you very much for that. Right, it's going to try fitting in one more, and I'm now going to go over to Art Cookyan. Is that if I pronounce that right? Art Cookyan, are you there? You're flashing. We can't hear you. Art Cookyan, are you there? We heard you a minute ago. Yeah, it looks like a bad.
She's a friend of mine, and she's Spanish. I mean, she's not an English speaker. She knows quite something in English, but I mean, she's panicking. And she asked me if I could present her post, if you don't mind.
Well, we have the Spanish show for that, don't we, Black Libertario? So that's going to have to be a no, I'm afraid, because we have a special show dedicated for it.
Okay, then.
Okay, sorry about that. As I say, there is a dedicated show that happens every, I think it's Friday on Whale Shares. We do the Hispanic one, so that's the place for her to go to. Right, I'm going to try one more then, as we have one more slot available. Young Chief, are you there? Young Chief is there, he's typing.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear me.
Well, yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Tell us about your post. Put your post up first.
All right, that's my post.
Tell us about your post.
All right. My post is all about
I don't know if this is going to work, Young Chief.
the wonderful
like
things that happened to me in
yeah, I don't know if it's going to work.
Past 3 weeks. Last minute since yeah.
Young Chief, can you hear me? Young Chief, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
No, we can't. Absolutely not. But can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to leave it, I'm afraid.
Can you hear me?
Not very well. I'm sorry to say. We've got your post up.
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
All right. Well, we can hear you now. Try. or you can leave the show. It's up to you. As he's gone. So I think, no, he's typing. He's typing. I have no idea what young Chief is up to, but I think, right, he's back. Young Chief, can you hear me? Young Chief, are you there? I want to know why you're called a chief.
Yeah. I'm here.
Right. Quickly tell us about your post before the connection goes again.
All right. My post is all about the wonderful things that happened to me on Steemit for the past 3 weeks. Ever since I joined in February this year, it has been quite difficult. Like, I haven't been getting much from it. Like, Steemit is not all about earning, like I was told. Yeah, I'm good there. But for the past 3 weeks, like, things have changed a little bit. So I had a little issue with my phone, and was able to get a new phone called Steemit. And also, I won a raffle draw online on a certain man called the Diamonds, which he sent the package to me to Nigeria. And I got the package that was on Saturday. So I was just talking about the wonderful things that happened to me through Steemit. Like, Steemit is a platform, not just a social platform, but also a platform to show love to other people in the world, irrespective of your nationality. And also, you make new friends under Steemit. And unlike other social media networks that there's restriction, so Steemit is not that way. Steemit gives you an opportunity to meet people outside your community. So that's literally what my post was talking about.
Well, that's nice, Chief. I'm glad we finally managed to hear you. Nice presentation. Thank you. I think it's great that you've had these positives that's come out of Steemit, and it's nice that you're telling people and you're sharing it. And it's good to see that it's enriching your life, really, which is what it's doing. So that's awesome. How long have you been on Steemit?
Precisely February 5th.
Sorry?
Today is my 90th day on Steemit.
90th?
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been on Steemit 3 months?
Yes, I have.
Okay, fantastic. And things are seemingly looking up for you, which is nice. In terms of what you do on Steemit, what is do you have a niche? Is there a theme that you write about, or is it just all sorts?
I write about all sorts. Like, I don't have a particular niche, but I'm more into politics. But I write all sorts also.
Good man. We can have lots of chats about that. I don't know what your politics are, but it would be nice to hear more about your politics. May I ask whereabouts are you?
I didn't get you.
Yeah, I'm just saying it'd be nice to talk more about politics at a later date, perhaps. But whereabouts are you?
Sorry, I didn't get that. I'm sorry.
Which country do you live in?
Oh, Nigeria.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got lots of Nigerians in the community. It'd be nice to have a political discussion because I learn tons of stuff, tons and tons of stuff when I speak directly to people all around the world, as opposed to listening and watching media. So it's good to have you here, and I'm glad that Steemit is enriching your life. All right. Any comments or questions for Young Chief? And Young Chief, is there anything you want to say to round up?
Anyway, like, just to the newbies right here, I still want to advise them not to give up, that just with time they will grow on Steemit, that they shouldn't see Steemit as a platform just for earning, but also a platform to meet others and to share love to their own people in their community, to enrich lives, to make lives better. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
Well, thank you. Well said. Thank you very much for that, Young Chief. Good to speak to you, and thank you for your post, guys. Get voting on it. Nice post there. Right, that wraps up the show for today. Thank you to everybody who presented a post, and I'm sorry for those that didn't get a chance to present. Although I have to say, I think I've got through most tonight, which is a rarity, so that's good. But yeah, thank you to everybody who came. It's good to have you with us. It always makes, for me anyway, Sunday night a bit more interesting. So good to have you here. Don't forget, those of you that have presented a post, DM me your BitShares username so I can get you some hair shares. You must DM me your BitShares username, otherwise you will not get them. And I just want to say again to my wonderful assistant host, who did a fantastic job. Sweeney Guy, you were awesome. Thank you very much for that. Great job. And that's it. That is the end of the show for this show. And the next show will be, where are we? Next show is Thursday. Gosh, get my days mixed up. I get my days mixed up. But anyway, it is Thursday, the next show, and I hope to see you all there. So in the meantime, have a good week. Take care, guys.